What's up, Tiger Gang? This is JT from the Poco Moonshine family. We're back again with another episode of Chatting with Carnivores. Today we got Alex, Carnivore for life. He really is a carnivore for life, you guys. And I'm telling you, his before and after photos are just amazing. How you doing, Alex?
Fantastic, JT. So pleased to be on. Thanks for inviting me. I'm so grateful.
Just by the thumbnail, you look like a different person. Do you feel like a different person?
Yes, this is one of the reasons why I've started the channel Carnivore for Life. I do feel, I've said to Kerry, decades younger. I do feel as if I'm back in my 30s.
Isn't that amazing? Some people don't even
Incredible.
think that's possible, or they're thinking maybe, like this guy's just fluffing it or something. But I was telling my wife, I feel like I'm 18 again. And I just
Yes,
turned 34 the other day. I feel so young, man. It's
yes.
wild.
I think the thing is, I was talking to Michelle yesterday about I've developed my habits, eating and drinking habits, all my life. And I think it's harder for my generation to, unless you're really strong-willed, you're stoic, but it's hard to change those habits when you develop them for like 40, 50, 60 years. And I think it's great that people like yourself, JT, are representing the younger community. And I think if we can get this thing really going like a tsunami, the likes of yourself, you're going to be a fantastic ambassador. I'm really pleased for you.
Thanks, man. I just, man, I found so much power in Carrie sharing his story because it's what helped get me to where I'm at now. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with getting people on Chatting with Carnivores and sharing their
yeah,
story because somebody is going to hear. I tell people all the time, I never heard of Dr. Baker. I never heard of Dr. Barry, Dr. Chafee, and nothing against them. They're awesome guys and we need them. But I had just never heard of them. So, but
yeah.
I heard
Me
about
too.
carnivore diet through Carrie sharing his
Yeah,
personal story. So now that's my mission now is to just keep sharing these personal
yeah,
stories so people can just do like us, man. It's an answered prayer. Like, a lot of
yeah,
people are praying for the answer, like what can I do to help me? And the prayer has been answered, but they just don't know yet. We got to let people know that the prayer
yeah,
has been answered. It's here. The answer's here. We
yeah.
just got to get on it.
It's almost like a blessing and a curse, isn't it? I mean, when I said on my last interview with Kerry, I just wanted to get on my soapbox and shout to everybody. It was a big mistake, and it really shocked me that people, recoil, thinking, the guy is talking completely against mainstream. He's going to die of a heart attack. He's going to be, he's going to really hurt himself and his family. But now I'm on day 510 today. Uh,
510. Wow.
yeah, it makes me realize that in that time, I was saying to Michelle as well, I haven't had one day illness, not one sniffle, not one ache or pain. And if I'd have been told this before the 1st of May, I'd have said that is impossible.
Yeah, what a
But
load of baloney, right?
yeah, it's just such a blessing. But the curse is, as I say, you got actually one of my kids. I've got to stop saying as I say.
Yeah, that's a
I
bad
realized,
affirmation.
yeah, but I nearly said it again. It's been an absolute blessing the last 16 months for me.
That's amazing. Now, where are you from and where you at now? Where are you shouting from your soapbox?
Okay, I'm from Liverpool. I was born in Liverpool in 1958. Liverpool in the UK, home of the Beatles, home of two fantastic football teams, and I'll get shot for this one, Everton and Everton under 23s. Now, all the Liverpool supporters will be like, yo, but yeah, two great football teams, Everton and Liverpool.
That's cool. And then where you at now? Are you still there?
Yeah, no, I moved out of Liverpool in 1983, probably before you were born. And
I
I
was
made a
born in
break.
89.
Oh yeah, well, that's it. So I moved back. I moved to London in 1983. Um, Met Michelle in 1985 when I was coming up for a weekend visit. Fell in love, mad passionate love. Went back down to London, and I was like, "What's going to happen here? One of us has got to move." So we dated for 2 years,
How
up and
did you
down the
guys
road.
meet? Where did you guys meet?
In Liverpool, I'd been down there 2 years, and it's really weird how things happen, isn't it? I was working in Chelsea in a really nice part of London, and I was at work, and I saw these cars advertised in the local newspaper, and it was before the days of like car supermarkets, Okay. And this was a supermarket in Yorkshire, which is northern England. So I got the train, picked up the car, a brand new car, paid for it. And I thought, right, instead of driving back down to London, I'll drive across the Pennines, which is like a massive mountain area in the UK. I'll go and show my family in Liverpool, show off my new car. And met my brother. So it's on 1985. And so we're driving around our local area in South Liverpool. And as we're just going back to his house, Michelle's walking down the street with this nice leather jacket on. She was 19, I was 26. And my brother said to me, "That's Pauline's best friend." So I beat my horn. She pulled over, wound the window down because that's what the cars were like then in 1985. And she put her head through the window, chatting away to Terry, my brother. And I was like, I couldn't speak. I thought she was stunning. She had a beautiful voice. I'd missed being in Liverpool, and I heard this Scouse Liverpool accent, and I was like, my heart was going like like that. It's like, oh my god! It was basically love at first sight.
Wow.
So we drove off, and I stayed in Liverpool for the weekend, just quickly. And I said to Terry, my brother, "Pauline's friend Michelle is really nice. She's so sweet." And he goes, well, sorry, I went back onto London, and on the Monday, Terry rang me and said, "Michelle has said to Pauline, her friend, Alex is really nice."
Oh man,
So
here we
I was
go.
coming back the weekend after, and they arranged the blind date for us. Went to a local social club in South Liverpool. About 2 hours into the night, sitting having a drink and dance, everyone was dancing. And we started holding hands sort of like spontaneously. And it was just basically the chemistry was there. And so 38 years later, we're still together, mate. It's been like, an absolute dream. So that's how we met. It was almost like a blind date. But yeah,
That's
I love
amazing.
telling people the story. It was just meant to be, really.
Yeah, no, sometimes you can just feel you're picking up on those vibrations, man. A
Yes.
lot of that time, my coach would say when that happens to two people, they're falling in love, they're exchanging information without even
Yes.
talking. It's all
Without doubt.
vibrations, and they pick up on it, and you can a lot can be said without saying anything.
I agree. It's like electrical vibes, isn't it? I'm just going to turn your
Hmm.
sound up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, you're doing good. You're flying through my questions here. Um, here's a fun one. Are you sitting on a nail, Alex?
No, I got off my nail on the 1st of May 2022. Thanks for that. I heard this a
Could
couple of
you
years ago.
explain that to
So,
somebody who might be wondering what the hey we're talking about?
yeah, I put a little video out a couple of days ago because I usually get my best videos done when I'm in the car because I'm not sitting in front of a screen and I'm concentrating on
You're
driving.
relaxed.
Yeah, and I took my friend's old dog, Ralphie, out for a walk, and he's a lovely old soul, but he's getting slower. And for some reason, this old business story came into my mind, and me and Shell heard it years ago, and it was about um, life and why we don't change, or when we can change, we don't. And opportunity knocks on that door. And especially nowadays, we're too busy watching TV or on YouTube, like me and you, or we're doing something which is going to distract us, or we use all our excuses not to make that change. And as I've sort of documented in my video with Kerry, I struggled with a lot of illnesses. Sorry, a lot of ill health from when I was 50, so 15 years. And I didn't know what to do. And I don't know what opportunities came along, but the nail anecdote is about a dog sitting on a nail, an old bloodhound down south in the deep south. And he just won't get off that nail. And the guy who owns the dog says quickly, "Look, the reason why he won't get off the nail, it's just not hurting him enough. He's fat, he's old, he's lazy, and he doesn't want to change, and he just won't get off that nail. But if he got off the nail, all the pain would go, and it would change his life." And I thought to myself, that's people I know. I mean, I'm not being judgmental of anybody, but people always talk a good talk, don't they? Including myself all my life. But when we need to walk the walk, we put all those excuses in the way. And that nail, although it's digging in, we just don't get off it, which is, something, as I say, I'm not judgmental, but I know that's how many, many people go through life. And while I'm doing this Carnivore for Life channel, That's why I want to get the message out that we can change. And it doesn't have to be through medication, running miles everywhere. But if you look at your diet seriously, whether you're vegetarian, or carnivore or anywhere in between, as long as you start eliminating all the junk and all the poison, um, we would be amazed what happens. And so that was me getting off my nail on the 1st of May. And 16 months later, 510 days, I'm still off the nail.
That's awesome, you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something there, because some people they need an analogy like that to really drive it home, and I think that's a really good one when I
Yeah,
heard you talk
absolutely.
about it. So, you mentioned some of those issues. What were the list of issues that brought you to carnivore? Like, or was it like, uh, you know, did you have any battles as a kid? Or did you just have
I
more
think you
problems
froze
towards
there. Oh,
adulthood?
yeah, I think it was when I was 50 in 2008. I got offered early retirement from my job. In this country, the police normally get offered early retirement at 50 so they can start another career. I'd been in local government and our civil service for 33 years. I had quite a good job as a senior executive officer. Sounds quite posh, but it didn't pay that great. But I really enjoyed my career. I was doing property valuations. And at that time, I'd come to the end of the road with my sports. I was really good. When I was really good at sports, football, badminton, squash. My weight was 10 and a half stone up to about 11 and a half stone. But when 2008 came along, I developed osteoarthritis in my right knee. And my doctor said to me, Alex, if you don't get this knee replaced, even though you're quite young, you're going to be in a wheelchair before you're 60. Now that frightened, that scared the bejesus out of me, and didn't want to do it. But I went on holiday with Michelle to Spain, and I was limping. It reminded me of Frederick Brown. Have you seen Hanging with the Browns?
Yep.
I wasn't as bad as Fred,
He
but
had the walker.
this wasn't as bad. But we were walking along the beach every day, and I would be limping severely. And Michelle was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Michelle, I just can't do this anymore." Came back from the holiday. I spoke to my doctor, and he said, "We can fit you in. You're very young for this type of operation. It's usually rugby players who got this done." But yeah, I went for it, and I had a knee replacement. Got my early retirement, and that's when things that went downhill. I started getting a bit slouchy. Wasn't doing my sports. Couldn't play badminton. Obviously, couldn't play football. Started putting the weight on. Started to drink a lot more beer, wine. Never smoked ever. I've never done drugs, but I was quite partial to a beer, at the weekend, then Mondays and Tuesdays, and that high carb lifestyle started to take its toll. Maybe metabolism was slowing down as well. And it's only with hindsight to look back and I think, wow, I wish I'd known about carnivore then. I probably did know about it through the Atkins diet, but you're younger, you think you know everything, and basically I just started getting bigger and bigger. So if you've seen on some of my photographs, I did yo-yo. I went really big, had a head like a bowling ball sometimes, but I still tried my best to keep, the weight off, but it was a losing battle. Once I got into like the 2015, I started getting really bad gut issues, stomach. My stomach was starting to really get like a big beer belly. In my jobs, people called me the big guy. I didn't realize what it was. It was just because I was just like a big, personality. But it was simply because I was getting bigger and bigger. So I hit 15 stone, which is over 200 pounds, like US style. But when it comes up slowly and you carry it, you don't realize. It's only when you lose it all you think, oh my god, it's just complete. It's so refreshing. But at that time, I started to develop like really stressful stomach issues, my abdomen, and then I developed a ventral hernia in 2016. The doctor wouldn't do anything about it, and then I remember about 6 months after having the hernia, I was sitting on the loo on the toilet one night, and I wasn't drinking nothing, but I remember I just had these horrendous stomach cramps. I ended up in a fetus position on the floor of the bathroom, and I really thought I was going to die. But it's only years later I realized that I developed a thing called I'd actually split my abdomen. You have a thing called a linea alba, which runs down, which holds your abdominal muscles together, and that's split.
Mm,
And that caused the hernia to go even worse. I literally thought I was dying that night.
mm,
Went back to see my doctor, and he said, basically, you split your abdomen. We can give you some painkillers, etc., etc. Well, I started digging deep then into maybe that was the turning point when I realized that I started having to do things myself instead of relying on the medical as a profession. So looked into this diastasis recti, and it's very common in lady or women who've had a really seriously, heavy pregnancy, twins, triplets, well, any pregnancy, but they can struggle with it once they've had the baby. It takes a long time for the actual ab muscles to move back together.
mm.
So I then begged my doctor for an operation, and eventually they said, "Yeah, you can have your abs reconstructed, Alex." So 2017, I had that done. Lost some weight, lost quite a bit of weight because obviously I was recovering from the surgery. My stomach went flat again, and 6 months later, again started getting complacent, started putting weight on. Even though I had all my, the hernia recovery, I then developed diverticulitis. Now, I had a colonoscopy, I think it was around about 2018. And I'm lying there in the hospital in the fetal position, camera going where you don't want it to go. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching my organs on screen. I've got 5 people around me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is this what my life's going to be like now? And they said, oh, you've got these like lumpy bits on your colon, on your intestines, like an inner tube on a bicycle tire, and all these little things are protruding out. So in the consultation afterwards, they said, well, you're okay. You're still a young man. Here's a diet sheet for you. So I said, well, I'm on like a Mediterranean diet. It's low fat, high carbs. And they said, well, this is what we want you to carry on with, but we want you to increase the fiber. Now, looking back at those things, I was thinking to myself, they gave me all the wrong advice for me with hindsight. But being, somebody who trusts authority to a degree, I just went along with it. So since then, I mean, as I say, I've had issues with my gut. My weight, as I say, is yo-yoed. I can show you photographs anytime from when I was 50, and you'll see me looking thin sometimes, looking fat. But then I say we got up to about 2022. We'd come out of lockdowns, and my mental aspect had gone really low, as I've documented with Kerry. And for some, maybe the gods just felt sorry for me. I was going through YouTube, came across Fat Fiction, the movie, and then this linked me up to Dr. Baker. And as I say, the rest has just been an absolute, well, heaven for me. I mean, I'm pleased with myself because I stuck to my guns. I stuck to this, like having a bit of courage. Everyone's going that way. I went that way. My family have been supportive, but as I say, all those months later, I've dropped 42 pounds. I've
Yeah,
talked
have
to you
any of those
about,
issues improved?
yeah, I've talked about all those other issues before, and I am proud to say that I am, where I am today. And just quickly, I want to be an ambassador like yourself for this particular nutrition way of eating, this way of eating. And also, I know there's a rising tide in the UK. I want more and more people in this country to find out what it's all about, and hopefully follow in my footsteps.
Absolutely. You're setting a good example, Alex.
Thank you, mate.
You're flying through these questions. You're doing good. What are you eating in a week, Alex?
Well, B, 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 and E. So I stick to bacon, butter, beef, and eggs. I just love steak. I never thought, after about 2 or 3 months, I said to Michelle one day, I don't think I can eat another steak. I'm getting sick of it. 24 hours later, my brain's going, you haven't eaten steak for 24 hours. And I'm making steak again. And she's going, I thought you weren't eating steak anymore. And I went, I just can't wait to get stuck into this. I think my whole palate, my brain, my dopamine, was it receptors, everything is now tuned into the carnivore way of eating. So I will eat ribeyes about 3 to 4 times a week. I'll do omelets, lots of bacon, I have butter with everything. But I can say, hand on heart, I've had beef in one form or another for the last 510 days.
It's amazing. And you're looking good. You're feeling good.
Yeah, feeling fantastic, mate, especially with the shirt on as well. The old Carnivore shirt.
Hey, compassionate carnivore. I love those shirts, man. It's a great design, and it goes for a great cause, you guys.
Yeah,
And actually, you
absolutely.
guys, I have the link to buy that same shirt that Alex is wearing in the description of all the Chatting with Carnivores videos, because these help support getting the documentary made. So I appreciate you guys watching,
Yeah.
clicking, supporting Alex, everything. Where do you get your meat for your weekly eats?
Yeah, I've done it. Well, again, I've done a couple of videos from my local butchers because I'm new to YouTube. I've got no paid promotions, but because I'm a passionate guy and I'm a giver, that's how I see myself. I've been going to my local butchers for the last 12 months. It's called Stanton's in Cheshire. It's a wholesaler, and but they have like a retail site. About I drive past it every day anyway, so I'm always tempted to go in there. And say 12 months ago, I walked in, I bought a tray of eggs. I couldn't believe all the steaks that were there, but I didn't realize that you could buy like you guys call it a roast, don't you? But we call them a joint. So 4 kilo joints. And I just said to the girl Susie, I'm going to mention her name. She's so friendly, and I said, I'm doing this diet where I'm just cutting out all my carbohydrates. And she was like, oh my God, you're going to die, man. And I said, I just want to start coming here instead of going to my local supermarket because I'm not impressed with the general standard of beef. And I just wanted to, taking on board what Doctors Berry, Chafee, especially Dr. Chafee and Baker were talking about, like grass-fed, grass-finished. I'd never even heard of that. So digging deep, doing lots of research, obviously through YouTube. I thought, right, I'm going to make a point of going to this butcher's at least once a week. They have a greengrocery section anyway, so I could get stuff for Michelle and Alex Jr. But I thought I'm going in. I'm going to put me blinkers on here, and I'm going to go into this 100% from the 1st of May. So I bought steaks. They were getting more and more expensive. We've had a like cost of living crisis in the UK. I don't know what it's been like in the States, but gradually over the last 16 months, the prices have gone ridiculous. I was going to Costco and that was even expensive. But I remember being in Costco early on when I started and I could see these joints and I was thinking, whoa, that's £120. So maybe about $140. And I was thinking, oh, budget wise, is that going to burn a hole in the pocket? Is my wife going to say, you're spending over £100 on beef? But and I understood the cost saving, and I thought if I buy these joints, I'm going to be committed to eating all these steaks. So I did say to the girls at Stanton's, guys, what if I buy a joint? And they're like, yes, that's what we want our customers to do, and we'll give you a good deal because we don't have to slice them up, we don't have to package them. If every customer came in and did that, Alex, we would be delighted. So that's what's been happening. I go in once a week. Once I've finished my swim teaching on a Saturday, I'm starting to get a bit hungry about midday. Go in there and they go, right, what do you want this week? And I'll go, what have you got? They'll either have a thing called a Clonard, which is Irish beef, the Angus Beef Company, or a company called Posh Butcher. So I know I'm becoming one of their favorite clients because they've let me go in the back, behind the scenes. They've shown me all the freezers, all the butcher blocks. Very impressive stuff. And I'm hoping to do a video with them. Like it's going to be called Behind the Knife or Behind the Counter. And Mike, one of the butchers, he's going to show me around, show me how they cut everything.
Behind the
And
cutting block.
yeah, behind the cutting block, something like that, or
Something like that.
behind the knife. And I know that in fact, a lot of the subscribers from the States have been saying to me, Alex, it would be great to go behind the scenes. I think they've only got to be careful about their like insurance. God forbid I had an accident back there, I got stabbed. But they said, well, what we'll do is we'll keep it limited to like show you how to cut properly, how to sharpen knives, maybe show us the freezers where all the stock is. And so, yeah, that's to answer your question as I ramble so much. Stanson's is my butcher. So anybody who's in the Widnes area or even the northwest of England, check them out, guys, because you get such friendly service. I've been a regular now, I'd say, for over 12 months, and I do talk a good deal with them. Yeah, so check out some of my videos as well. I do try and promote them a lot because I do think they're a fantastic It's a fantastic way to buy your beef and eggs. And, I would recommend anybody try and source a local butcher or a farm, like you said. I don't know whether you guys do, but you're in Wisconsin, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been going
Yeah.
to right to the farms, which is nice.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
butcher right down the street, but I've been making the farther journey to these farms
Yeah.
just to make sure I support the direct farmers. Nothing wrong with the butcher. If you don't have a farm near you and you just got a butcher, go to the butcher because the
Absolutely.
butcher works with the farmer. So just do what you
Yeah.
can to
Of
support
course. Yeah.
the network.
I mean, I want to make a point as well. I'm not knocking at any of the UK supermarkets. I've been shopping at them for 60 odd years or maybe 50 odd years, but I just don't go to them anymore because I go in there and I find it sort of, I'm uncomfortable because I'm looking at all the processed stuff down the middle aisles. When I have been there for Michelle, I've walked around the edge and I've thought, I can get that better in Stanton's. I can get a better deal. I can get better quality, and I know where the meats come from. They take it
Hmm.
right back to the source. So as I say, I'm not knocking the supermarkets, but it's just something I prefer not to do anymore.
Yeah, me too. Like I've been at the farm and I got everything I needed there. We got our meat, our eggs, and we don't buy all the processed, Oreos and stuff. So like I
Yeah,
didn't need her to have Oreos there. Like, like we bought our beef tallow there for cooking. She even had whipped beef tallow for moisturizer because it's starting to get cold now.
yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah,
we literally got everything right there, and I was like, "Man, there was no parking lot with garbage in it and
yeah,
birds swooping down at me to get the garbage next to me." Like, that's Walmart, that's what you get when you go to Walmart.
yeah,
It's just a way different, I'd rather
yeah,
go to the farm. I got to see the grass, all the corn stalks blowing in the wind. I got to talk to the farmer's wife. She was running it, and she showed me where the meat was.
yeah,
She one of the eggs was cracked, and she got me a fresh one. Like
yeah,
it's a way different level of service than if you go to Walmart. Walmart, what you
yeah,
see is what you get, and don't ask me for anything. I'm not knocking them either. It's fine, but
yeah,
like try going to the farmer or the butcher shop, and you might
yeah.
just not want to go back to the
Absolutely.
big
Well,
stores.
getting back to Stanton's, I'd say about maybe 2 months ago, I went in on my Saturday afternoon, and Susie went, Alex, I've got a little note for you here. I've got an email address from a guy called Johnny somebody. And I went, oh, what's that about? And she goes, he's seen you on YouTube and he's watching Kerry and he wants to do this carnivore diet. Here's his email address. And I went, what? So the power of the internet is just phenomenal. And every time I go in there now, they say, you are bringing so much business to this shop. And I said, guys, I don't want anything for it. To me, it's a passion. It's like a passion project anyway. But I said, I found you. You guys have found me, and that's a lovely relationship. And as I say, I'm twice your age plus. I'm very old school. I would love us to go back to the old ways of, good customer service, which whether we like it or not, we don't get it in the supermarkets or the hypermarkets. But I love going into a shop, hearing the bell ring as you go into, we got a customer, somebody comes out to see you and they know your name and they say, hey, what do you want today? And I say, well, what have you got? And then you don't have to spend forever in there, but you have this like human, this rapport, human contact. How's your day been? There may be customers behind you, but the customer is as friendly as yourself.
Yeah.
And if you do your research or you shop around, we can find so many of these places, these local businesses, which want our custom and
They're
our,
dying for the business, man.
well, yeah, absolutely. And as I say, if me, the likes of myself, sorry, Kerry, all the guys who are carnies, we can get it out there that guys just make the effort to shop around, get off that nail, whether it's your diet nail or whether it's your confidence nail or whether it's your shopping nail, get off it. And you'll be amazed how much benefit you can get from it.
Yeah, what I did was I went on Google and I typed in grass-fed beef near me, and it brought up 2 butchers and, like, 12 different farms.
Mm,
And so I just been calling up the farm, and I'm like, "Hey, it's JT. I'm on the carnivore diet, I'm down a bunch of weight,
yeah,
and I'm trying to showcase more farms that sell meat directly there. I'm not talking dairy farms, like I'm
yeah,
talking a
yeah,
farm where they can roll up and even if you didn't purchase a full cow, you can get select cuts of meat, if you want to pick
yeah,
up a couple chuck eyes and roll back home,
uh-huh,
those types of farms. And so far,
yeah,
every single one has been like, come on down, let's go. This sounds fun. And I
Yeah.
got one tomorrow. I'm going to Schmidt Century Farm, and it's they've got a farm store. They raise pigs and cow from birth to processing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. As I say, we reach out to them and they reach out to us, and you can build up an incredible relationship. The value for money aspect is just phenomenal. I think the steaks that I've been buying from Stanson's, um, as Kerry says, I feel phenomenal. I feel optimum. And when I try and cut out the coffee, I mean, I've cut out the heavy cream and cheese, which has helped my weight go down to what I really wanted. But I know if I took the coffee out, which I'm hoping to do next month, I would just feel like Superman. I would just feel amazing. But yeah,
Have you
as
tried
I
putting
say,
butter in your coffee so you drink a little
yeah,
less?
yeah. I maybe put too much in it, but I think I am thinking. I've said to Michelle, sorry, to Sophie. I was talking to my daughter today about how she's getting on, and I said, Sophie, I'm gonna come back from Berlin in October, and I'm gonna go lion in November, right up to Christmas. Not because I want to lose any more weight, but when I look at people like Dante Ferrigno and the way Kerry sort of thrived on it, I'm going to give it a go because I do like to push myself. And what an easy way to push yourself.
Absolutely. Try a
Yeah.
lion diet. Try the sea lion diet.
Yeah.
Have you tried that sea lion yet?
No, is that a fish? Is that a fish?
Well, yeah, sea lion is, but this it's like the lion diet, but you can add in seafood like shrimp and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love shrimp. I love shrimp. So yeah, I maybe do lion diets in November and then go into sea lion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you do,
And again,
let
it's
us know how both can go.
yeah, I'm trying to keep up obviously the momentum on on my channel. I've had some amazing success. And I obviously want to keep people interested. I've done a couple of polls, and one of the polls was people wanted to know what my personal updates would be, which quite surprised me. I thought it would be more about meals and, but yeah, so I want to keep it fresh. I don't want to keep doing the same videos over and over again. And having some sort of goals like lion diet, sea lion diet, and then obviously doing a couple of videos to see how it's gone, whether it's successful or not. I think that will keep other carnivores or people thinking of coming onto it. I think it'll keep them interested.
Absolutely. What's your
Yeah.
favorite cut of beef, Alex?
Ribeye. God, I've started to watch a guy called Butcher Wizard. I watched the guy, another
Butcher
guy last
Wizard.
night.
I have to
Yeah,
check
and
them
I've
out.
watched the US ribeyes are just crazy compared to I mean, I'm trying to make mine thicker, but my second one is sirloin. That was my favorite for a while because you can use them in the air fryer. But when I do my ribeyes, I like to make them thicker, air fry them for about 5 minutes, and then I do a dry sear for about 2 or 3 minutes. Oh my God, just sensational.
I seen it was making me hungry because I haven't had my ribeye today. I was like, dude, this is
Yeah.
killing me,
Well, I
man.
have net today. It's 25 to 6. Well, 5:30 p.m. UK. I haven't eaten. I had a ribeye last night about 8 p.m. So nearly on 24 hours.
You're
I was
hungry.
excited about obviously the this interview. You know what? I haven't been nervous at all today, and obviously because it's yourself, you Mr. Cool. I don't know what it must rub off. It must be those vibrations, mustn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just fun when you're just it's not like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm not asking you anything you wouldn't know. It's just,
yeah,
what tell us your story. And that's why I don't even put myself on the thumbnails, because people want to hear about you. They want to hear your story. They
yeah,
don't want to see me on there every thumbnail, being goofy. But yeah, it's just fun to be relaxed, man, when you're around like-minded people, and
yeah,
we're
absolutely.
just having fun. So,
Yeah.
how would you say there's a lot of UK carnivores?
There is now. I mean, a few of them have reached out to me. There's a lady called, oh, I forgot the name. I think it's Farmer's Wife
Carnivore
Carnivore.
Life, Lauren?
Is it Leanne? Is it Leanne?
Lauren.
Oh my God, she reached out to me. When I say reached out, she left a couple of
She's a
messages
sweet
on my.
girl, ain't she?
She is absolute. Oh, thanks very much. That what you putting me on for?
Hey, subscribe, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
could
is.
put Lauren on too for a second here.
Yeah. Yeah, so she started off doing a couple of shorts and said to me she'd obviously seen my particular channel, and that got me excited because obviously the vast majority are from the
This is
US.
Lauren he's talking about,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, and again, I was interested in her channel because she's a farmer's wife. So whether I hope she's watching today. If she puts more stuff on about the farm, I would be in heaven watching stuff like that. I watched Kerry's neighbour's video last week or the week before,
Yep,
and
the farm.
yeah, and again, if is it Leanne name? I've forgotten.
I can't remember their two name. I gotta
Yeah,
watch that
but
again.
as I say, I just hope that channel goes from strength to strength. Other UK carnivores have reached out to me, give me some lovely compliments, and again, it's driving me on. And I'm hoping to do a live stream. I mean, this live stream today is making me so much more confident. I'm hoping to do a live stream, not exclusively, but I want to get a lot of UK carnivores doing, one with maybe Kerry as co-host because he'll help me with all the techie stuff like that.
Yeah, I know a
Uh, I know
couple UK carnivores I can send your way already. I've had a
that
couple of
would,
them on the
that,
show here.
yeah, that would be great. And as I say, I would host it with Kerry. Hopefully, he can hold my hand. Because I mean, not on our last live stream, we forgot to read all the Q&As, from subscribers, and I was getting shot a bit by them, and I was like apologizing, saying, "Guys, I was so nervous. I just had my eyes glued to the screen, like I am now, and I just never got around to answering any questions. So apologies to everybody who made the effort that time. But yeah,
Absolutely.
and to get back to your question, I think the UK, we're starting to get a bit of a rising tide that floats all the boats, and it's really exciting.
You guys, it's building. It's starting
Yeah,
to bubble.
absolutely.
It's awesome, man. I love it. Let me rip that one. Let's see here. What do you do for exercise, Alex?
Swim teaching. For the
Oh,
first 8 months, for those first 8 months, I lost all my subcutaneous fat. Started going down shirt sizes, and obviously because I've got a gym in work, it's free. Before I was actually on the carnivore diet, I was there all the time, not getting any success. And this January this year, I'd really gone down about 2 stone. And Michelle went to me, "You haven't been in the gym for 8 months." And I'm going, "How can I lose my man boobs? How can I get my collarbone back? You can see my shoulder blades. All my love handles have gone." Again, I'm still struggling with the whole thing. I didn't do any exercise. So from January onwards, I started going about 2 or 3 times a week. But then I've got off the horse again. I haven't been in the gym for about 3 weeks.
hmm,
Um, now that I've lost the weight, I haven't got any surplus, should we say, flabby skin. But I think if I can get the guns going again, um, another challenge for me. I fancy doing a couple of videos where I'm at the gym with Michelle because she's on it. She does aerobics, she does everything, she does yoga. Just got to get permission from the leisure centre to actually video inside the gym because obviously you've got
hmm,
to be careful how other
yep.
people do it. But yeah, my exercise is I'll do about 10,000 steps on poolside. I don't actually get in the pool at the moment except on Wednesdays. But yeah, I mean, I want to look like a role model for swim teachers. You don't want to be like 15 stone wobbling around the poolside saying to everybody, "You've got to get fit."
Hmm.
It just doesn't work, does
How
it?
much is a stone weigh?
14 pounds.
14 pounds. Okay, you kept saying this, so many stones. I was like, well, how much is a
Yeah,
stone?
I know. I keep forgetting it.
No, it's okay. That's why I asked so I can learn. My coach
Yeah,
says, don't be embarrassed if you don't know something. He says,
yeah,
be embarrassed if you're not going to ask.
absolutely. When all the US carnivores say I was 400 pounds, I have to get my calculator out because I can't divide it. But yeah, as I say, I keep forgetting we're across the pond, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't feel like it though.
Yeah.
Not when
But
you're
getting back
like
to the
minded.
getting back to the keep fit, I've done my. I'm not a lifeguard, but we have a thing called the National Rescue Awards for swim teachers. So it's like a rookie lifeguard qualification, and you can't swim teach in the UK, in England unless you've got that qualification. So every 3 months we have a 2-hour training session, and today we do an hour. It was it like CPR, first aid, and then we do an hour in the pool. And all my years I've been doing my swim teaching, I used to be so nervous because I knew I would be way behind all the teachers because they're all younger than me. Got in today, did the 8 lengths warm up. I could swim forever. Climbed out the deep end. They jumped out like a salmon. Some of the other teachers, I'm not naming names, but they weren't as, shall we say, as enthusiastic as me. And I think even the tutor was looking at me thinking, "Guy, yeah, Alex has definitely changed." Uh, we did all our life saving. You have to get all the mannequins off the bottom of the pool. You have to do all these life saving techniques. And when it finished, I said to one of my colleagues, that was great. And she was like, "You never used to be like this, Alex. You used to be like shaking with nerves." And, obviously you can't teach unless you pass the training anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now I actually look forward to it every 3 months. And again, I say it over and over again, it's this nutrition journey. It's just magic, mate. It's absolutely magic.
Yeah, man. You just know, like when you start, you get done doing something, you're like, wow, I actually like enjoyed that. Like that's how I feel about exercise now. Like I'm like my body's begging me to pick up the bells. It's like, dude, let's go.
Yeah,
Do you take
absolutely.
electrolytes, Alex?
Well, I do take magnesium glycinate. About 3 months into the journey, so like June, July last year, I was starting to get a pain in my right kidney area. At the time, I was thinking, what have I done? What have I done? Am I going to kill myself? I'm going to have my kidneys taken out. And obviously, I did some research. I wasn't salting my food enough. Again, from the old.
Oh no.
So I started
Sorry.
working hard on salting to taste with Redmond's, but then I was using the magnesium glycinate, and I don't know whether there's a placebo, but kept that up for a couple of months. I've still got them in the cupboard there. I take them occasionally I take an iodine tablet each day because I did have hypothyroidism as well,
Mm.
but that was well before carnivore.
How is
I
that
take that.
now?
Pardon? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've been looking at like the likes of Dr. Ken Berry's videos, and iodine is obviously something that is so underestimated or undervalued, and I just take it more, not for placebo, but it's become a habit of mine. So if I do feel as if I'm a bit sluggish, I'll take the magnesium glycinate. But again, I'm just going off the research I've had from the internet and from the YouTube videos. With the iodine in particular, just a quick story. I did have a cyst. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. I did have a sebaceous cyst for about 2 years, which I used to. Basically, it was just like a blackhead. I don't know, like you get a blocked gland or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it removed last month. And Debbie, who's one of our friends, but she's also she's got a clinic. She was able to remove it, and first thing for a week she told me to put iodine on it. So it was is it Lugos? I don't know. That's 12%. It softened it all up, and then I put it on after for about a week. Thing just went like magic. So
Wow.
iodine is something I'm going to look into a bit more. I know the likes of Nisha Berry, they put drops in their coffee. Again, it's something I've taken as a out of habit from when I had hypothyroidism, but I'm going to start looking at maybe I should start using it as another supplement. But as I say, overall, I think I salt my food better now than I used to do. So I don't use the magnesium glycinate every day.
Would you say was the carnivore diet easy for you to start or was it hard? Because some people find it difficult. They'll get like the
Yeah,
keto flu and some people
yeah.
won't.
Well, I'm going to annoy a lot of people, but it was the simplest, easiest thing I've ever done.
Was for
I
me.
put the blinkers on, I went for it, and I didn't get any keto flu, didn't get any issues. I say that one kidney issue I had about a couple of months later, I connected that to what I was doing with my diet change, but that went away really quickly. But that first month, I was just sitting there every day thinking, I'm eating bacon, beef, butter, and eggs. My weight's going down. I said the first month was about 9 to 11 pounds, which Michelle noticed straight away. She's a tough cookie. She will not give you any compliments because I do get really complacent if I start to get a bit sort of like, hey, I've done all the work. And she was, Alex, you're losing weight around your hips, around what's going on. And so what else can you do? You've got that motivation, you're getting results. I'm enjoying all the food. I'm eating like a king or a queen. And so, yeah, I didn't get any issues at all. So, for the people who've had the keto flu, I do feel for you guys. But yeah, I didn't have any problems at all.
Yeah, that was my experience. I did not have the keto
Yeah,
flu. I jumped right in, felt great, and I just lost weight like it was nobody's business. And even that
yeah,
first 2 weeks, I was still eating ketchup with my burgers. So it wasn't perfect carnivore. I was still learning. That was a habit to break. It was like the only sugar I was still getting on the carnivore for was like the first 2 weeks with the ketchup. I was just used to
yeah,
eating, you have French fries and ketchup, you have burgers, you have ketchup, at least for me as a kid. And it was hard for me to break that. I was like, I don't need ketchup with my burger. This doesn't make sense. So I finally got off of it.
yeah, yeah. It is difficult. I mean, it's
Was there
sugar.
anything for you, like any condiments that you couldn't quit, like ketchup?
No, I stopped completely because once I'd lost that 9 to 10 pounds, and I don't think the mental thing changed straight away, but once I got those physical issues coming, I got really excited. I thought, right, don't ruin it for yourself, Alex. Don't spoil this. I was on YouTube every day for hours watching Baker, Chafee, these, top doctors. It wasn't just the likes of me and you saying, wow, isn't this the best thing since sliced bread or whatever? It was the real thing. And I'm maybe, I don't know, it's because I'm a Virgo, but I go completely into it. I'm not OCD, but I go, right, I'm doing it or I'm not. There's no half measures. And then I started realizing, why do people put sauce on steak? You can't taste the steak then,
Yeah,
But,
I never
so,
got into steak sauce
hi
at
guys,
all,
gonna say,
never.
here's Michelle, just
Hey, how you
quickly.
doing?
Hi,
She's on her way out.
I'm on my way to Chippy.
She's going for some chips.
Oh,
Or
okay, the
fries.
chippy. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not carnivore.
I'm going to try and get her to come on to an interview soon because Shell does keto.
But not of a Saturday night. I'm going to get me beer.
Yeah.
Going to get some
Oh,
carver now.
Yeah.
it's the first day of fall. What do you think of my hat?
Hey, it's quite cool.
Yeah.
I'd wear that if I was at a festival.
Yeah. I'm at a festival every day in my head, so.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Right,
Live-
I'm off. I've been working all day. I'm going to chill.
Have
Nice
fun.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So JT, we've been talking about it. I mean, Michelle's not camera shy, as you can tell. I'm more camera shy than she is.
She's
But
got
she's
nice
always
hair.
she's always said to me, "Oh, I'm not doing carnivore, am I?" And I said, "Well, it's not about that, Shell. It's about changing. It's that nail analogy again. It's eliminating stuff that we are addicted to." And I think she'd be great because she's so funny.
Yeah, it's just tough though. If somebody's not having problems, it's hard for them to want to change because they're like, well, it's working for me. So, what works for you. And
Yeah.
that's okay. And then, sometimes things happen and maybe they don't feel so good and they say, maybe I will give it a try. So just
Yeah.
lead by example and let the
Yeah.
horses drink the water when they want to drink it. We can show them the water,
Absolutely.
but we can't make
Yeah.
nobody do nothing.
Yeah. Well, on the live stream when Dr. Wiedemann said about zip it, keep it zipped, I was like, that's where I've got to go as well. I've got to start saying to myself, right, let somebody ask a question, give them an answer. Let them ask another question, show them, don't tell them. And as you say, lead by example, and more people will get it, hopefully.
Absolutely. Let's check the comments here. You guys, if you got a question for Alex, put a Q in front of it, please. Oh, wow. I'm really behind today. Lots of comments.
Yeah.
Wow. I won't be able to read all the comments, but I'll be looking for the Q's because there's a lot of comments here.
Wow.
I'll read a couple of them. Hello, Mr. Alex and Mr. JT. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Renee,
Hi,
morning.
guys.
How you doing, Renee?
Morning,
Mike.
Renee.
Primal Mike, I got him coming up here very
Yeah.
soon. I'm just waiting for your photos, Mike. Mike,
Yeah.
if you're listening, you got to email me your photos so I can make that thumbnail.
Yeah. I'll look forward to that one.
Good morning, Bubba. It's just his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Hangover, bud.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I wish I had done a day count of when I started carnivore. Yeah, if you can remember the month you started, just pick a day in your head that sounds good and just go with it,
Yeah.
so it's not exact. No one's gonna come to your house and beat you up.
Yeah, just a quick hello to Paulette. She's been putting lots of comments on my vids. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, Paulette.
Thanks for supporting Alex, Paulette.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike says, glad to hear you are a football fan, Alex. However, not a Liverpool fan. Just kidding. We are all one football family. You were saying you're going to catch it, man.
Yeah, my team is Everton and they are struggling at the moment. So, but to be honest with you, I mean, I used to watch Everton in the 1960s when they were a powerful team, but I'm more interested in Carnivore nowadays.
That's okay, man. You're passionate about it.
Yeah,
One home for all. Just got done with Carrie's live pre-recorded interview with Jeff, who is fighting cancer. I'll have to check it out. I didn't get a chance to this morning.
I caught about 5 minutes. It was great, really good.
Yeah, I always make sure I put a little time in my day to check out what Carrie's doing.
Yeah.
One Hope for All, 13 watching, but only 6 likes. Thanks for trying to get the likes up, One Hope for All. I appreciate that. Let's see, we get some questions here. Oh,
Thanks for
that's a
that.
nice story, Alex. That last video was great. I think they're talking about the nail.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, right here. Love that video about the nail. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was cool. Like those analogies really help. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
helps you. It's the law of perspective. My coach would say it helps you see things in a different way. And my coach would
Yeah.
say change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Absolutely.
I love it. Morning, Lucia. Could you give Lucia?
Lucia.
Yay, there you go. See, Lucia, I have everybody do that
Hi.
for Lucia. She's such a great supporter.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be on your channel now too all the time if she isn't already. They're so full
Absolutely.
of energy. The vet. Oh, okay. She's talking about her dogs. Bubba, make sure you see how them dogs are doing. Let's see here. Let's see a Q here. I'm looking for some Q. In the meantime, grass-fed ground beef at Aldi is cheap, but I just saw Mitch's video shopping at Sam's Club. That's cheap. Do you have Sam's Club or Aldi's out by you?
Yeah, we have an Aldi, but no Sam's Club.
No
Is
Sam's
Sam's
Club.
Club similar?
Yeah, that's like a sister a company to Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to sleep, guys. See you all later. Okay, see you both, Carnivore. Your video was all down because you were up 4 or so hours. Just wondered. Oh, okay. All right, you guys. Let's see here. I'm looking. Aldi UK doesn't do grass fed. Oh,
No. No.
Carnivore Brothers. Hey, how you doing? Hey, look, it's two of my favorite carnivores. Hi, Alex. Hi, JT. TJ. That's fine. Call me what you want, man. Just don't call me late
I,
for that ribeye. You know.
yeah. I reached out to the Carnivore brothers saying I think it's Rhett and is it Ashley? I think their mum named them after Gone with the Wind. Some of the characters in that. And the two lads, I think the video I watched was it with Ashley, and he was in this car, and I really connected. I thought, wow, I could listen to you guys all day. And I've just said in one of my messages, please put your content out there, lads. It really is helpful. Just real ordinary guys, whether it's from the US or the UK, and that's what I'm really interested in at the moment.
Yeah, me too. I don't get me wrong, man. Dr. Barry and all them are cool. I just find myself more on the YouTube channels of just regular folks like us. Just
Yeah,
what I like
yeah,
watching.
yeah.
I like watching my folks, my friends. Butcher is cheaper and better meat. It's so much better. Janet Cook, thank you for that
I
comment.
agree, Janice.
Sandra, good afternoon, Alex. Good morning, JT. Or is it afternoon already? And good evening for me. It's 11:56 a.m., so it's about to be noon here in a couple minutes
Yeah,
for me.
6 p.m. Thank you, Sandra. It's so nice to see all the comments from people who've actually subscribed or sent me nice messages. It's really good. Thanks, guys. I'm so grateful.
Healthy Carnivore UK says lion makes you feel phenomenal.
Yeah. That's Healthy Carnivore. I must put a quick shout out. She did have I had the same handle as her. She was Carnivore for life. And she so graciously sent me a message saying, Alex, I'll change mine if you want. I didn't want her to change her name because obviously there's enough space for two Carnivore for lives, but she so graciously changed it. And I put a shout out on my channel to say, guys, check out Healthy Carnivore UK. She won't mind me saying she's funny. She's from Southern England, I think Guildford or something like that. But again, her videos are, I don't think she mind me saying this as well. I think her name is Susan. She's quite quirky, but I just think she's hilarious.
I did hit her up, and I got to respond back to her and get her booked and all that. But she's
Yeah,
on my list of people I would love to have on the show
yeah.
here. I
You've
love
got a
I
great,
love doing my interviews across the pond, man.
yeah. I will say as well, she's been a carnivore for it's either 10 years or 14 years.
Wow,
And
that's great.
I like her story because she's come off it, gone back on. And that's what I think we need to hear, the real life stories where, it's not just a magical, it's not like a magic key or a panacea, but you have your struggles with carnivore like any other nutrition journey. So yeah, guys, check out Healthy Carnivore UK.
Healthy Carnivore UK, help raise up the UK carnivores, you guys, please. Finding beef for me is no problem. One hope for all. I just want the butcher to grind the meat right before I purchase it, fresh as possible. Absolutely, it
Yeah.
sounds good. Hey, Holly,
Hi,
Carrie's sister.
Holly.
Life and DIY makes you guys subscribe to her channel. Alex, I know your channel is carnivore, but I think it would be so nice if you had your wife share about how she eats on ketovore. Oh, she's ketovore, Alex?
Yeah, well, I did say recently she's unintentional keto. When I met Michelle and I was living in London, I was on the Mediterranean diet. I thought that was really cool and trendy. And again, it was high carb, low fat. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't giving me the results I wanted. And when I moved back up to Liverpool and we moved in together, I was the chef of the house. I did all the cooking. So Michelle's over the years, I mean, she's really into keep fit. I mean, guys, she's 58, and I'm not being big-headed, but she just looks in her I don't know, late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, you got
She
a good
is
one, Alex.
amazing. I mean, I say we've been together 38. I think she looks younger now than ever. But
She's got
so
nice hair, like I said.
yeah, she's unintentional keto because she doesn't eat any crap, shall we say, no junk, but she's not a lover of steak or red meat. She prefers chicken. I'll do like a low fat chili con carne. I'll obviously have the high fat one, but I don't even have a chili con carne nowadays. I don't have any spices. But she knows what's good for her. She knows what's bad, and she's so strict and disciplined. And I'm just glad she's by my side. But getting back to what Holly was saying, I would love to do a video. It's trying to get her to want to do it. She's got to come to me. And I noticed one of the comments was me and Shella like hanging with the Browns. So we could do hanging with the Cannons.
Mm-hmm. Why
That'd
not?
be good fun. Yeah, that'd be
Yes,
good
do
fun.
a series where you at least put out one of those videos a week, like an
Yeah,
update,
yeah.
just a couples update,
But can I just touch on Holly's comments as well?
Absolutely.
That's been one of the negatives is we don't eat together as much as we used to do. So I'll come in, I'll grab a steak or wherever, and then she'll come in later and she'll go, "Should we eat now?" And I'll go, "I've already eaten." Or I'll come in late and she's already eaten. So we're trying to work out a way of trying to get like a week's worth of meals planned and say, okay, well, on Monday, for example, she can have a chili con carne. I can do a power bowl because it's still using the mince, or sorry, the ground beef or the mince. On Tuesday, I can have a couple of steaks. She could have some like lamb kebabs with, she likes cucumber, tomatoes, feta. I'll try feta every so often, but I'm just gone off cheese as well. But I think we've got to be a bit more sort of planning on, disciplined on, because we did love eating together. When we go out on obviously our meals together, that's fantastic. That's so easy because she will eat meat, although it's not probably steak. But I think that's one of the little negatives of carnivore is trying to eat socially and eat together. So something we're working on, and as I say, we hopefully get a video together. We can do another Q&A.
That's a great point. I think a lot of people don't bring that up if both people in the relationship aren't eating carnivore sometimes.
Yeah,
But
it must
you guys
happen.
can still pick what she wants, pick what you want, and then cook it at the same time. We can still make this happen.
Absolutely, yeah. You're so right.
Aline says, yes, I couldn't believe the size of the U.S. ribeye. Yeah, the one Carrie cooked for me at the homestead, man, I ate that thing the next 3 days after I got home. Like, that thing was huge. And I'm telling you that the fat on there just melts right in your mouth. Oh,
Yeah,
so good.
absolutely.
Let's see here. Let's go down here. Looking for some cues. You guys got a question for Alex? Put a Q in front of it. Here we go. Copper's Carnivore Kitchen question. What is your culture, JT? What do you mean by what is my culture? I'm not sure. My culture is America.
Yeah.
It used to be eating a lot of junk food, but now it's eating. My culture, I would say, has changed, man. It's eating meat. It's being more positive. It's not smoking and drinking no more.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm kind of like an odd American out, man. I don't do all the smoking, drinking, and beer smashing anymore like I used to. So that's
But
okay, man.
JT, it is refreshing. I mean, how old are you? 32?
34. I just turned 34 on
Yeah.
the 21st.
You don't look 34 and you don't act it either. Well, that's a compliment, by the way. And it's
Thank you.
refreshing that, the carnivore community. I mean, I don't like saying things like community, but the carnivores I know, they're all nice people. They're real people. And it's great that you're, an ambassador for the juniors.
Yeah, I love the carnivore diet, man. And my son, I guarantee you, man, and I've been giving him options. He loves the pork rinds now. He loves the steak, man. When we give him an option, the only two things he's been gravitating to still that are not carnivore is grapes. For some reason, he really likes grapes, and Oreos.
Yeah.
Because once in a while, Grandma will bring over some Oreos, so we get some Oreos, and that's okay. I don't get on Grandma.
Yeah. You're giving them a great start. Absolutely.
Yeah, he loves his eggs. He loves his steak, man. There's a couple carbs in the summer sausage, but one or two carbs isn't gonna throw you overboard. So he likes the salami, the sausage. He loves the meat, man. He really does. Loves the
Good.
buttered
Good.
eggs.
Great.
Here's a question. I know you mentioned this earlier, but I'm finally
Oh,
getting
yeah.
to it. Alex and Michelle should go hanging with the Browns. They looking for couples who maybe
Yeah.
only have one carnivore. Hey, there you go.
Yeah. I subbed to their channel about 10 days ago, and they sent me a nice message as well. So
They got a cruise coming up, a carnivore cruise.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, thanks, Carney Warrior. I'll take that on board.
Copper's Carnivore Kitchen. Alex, I'm so glad you're putting out the videos. You are just a joy to watch, and we have matching knives. Hey, there you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think I've been in touch with Copper about putting some videos out. Yeah.
Primal Mike Holland. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Haaland. Yeah, he's one of the
Holland
new
from
players.
Manchester City is doing carnivore diet from what I heard, and he plays phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Their
we
best
need some
player.
of these like sports athletes because I guarantee you, man, there's got to be some sports athletes around the world that are eating a carnivore diet and they're just
Yeah.
not talking about it. Why they're not talking about it, I don't know. But maybe they just don't have the time, obviously, because they're playing sports. But
Yeah.
like, it would be nice if some of them could take 20 minutes out of their day, man, at least
Well,
one day, and cut a video about their diet. That would be
Can you
awesome.
imagine the explosion in the movements if that happens? It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because we're all, on social media, it's all these, should we so-called influencers. Yeah, be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here we go. Question, you referred to your culture a few minutes ago. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I said the word culture, but question, JT, have you or Alex had any issues with your sleep since being on carnivore? I am struggling with it. Wake up very early, getting 6 to 7 hours, but I need 8 to 9. Well, for me, I thought I needed more hours. Like I used to sleep like a bear, and what I mean by that is I'd sleep a long time, and it just never helped me. When that was pre-carnivore. Like what good is 10, 12 hours if my lungs kept stopping from sleep apnea, I was snoring. It was a bad 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Now my sleep window has very much decreased, which is why I had no problem hanging with Carrie for the 24-hour live stream. But I feel like I'm getting a good 6 hours of sleep because now the thing is, I think if we're having problems sleeping on carnivore, going to bed, I think you're not exercising or working out enough because this diet's going to give you so much extra energy.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to exercise to lose the weight, but you should exercise because it's good for your body, first of all,
Absolutely.
whether you're losing weight or not. But
Yeah.
it's good for you because if you're laying down and like you're like me and you got to watch YouTube videos from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. just to get tired.
Yeah.
I even know myself, I should have exercised more. I should have walked, maybe used the dumbbells more. You have to use some exercise, burn some of that energy. So when you lay down, you can actually get that 8, 9 hours of sleep. Otherwise, you probably will get 6 to 7 if you're not exercising. That's just what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mentioned I did my 10 benefits for me on a video, and sleep has been phenomenal. I think I mentioned in the video, it's like going in a sleep elevator. I can feel myself relaxing. Never been so relaxed in my life with my sleep pattern. And I stay down there for like a good 6 hours. It's like when you wake up, you gradually wake up and you think, oh, I could just roll over and go back to sleep for 2 or 3 hours. And then you have the worst sleep ever. once I'm awake, I just can't. I've tried turning over. I can't go back to sleep. So I sit up, get out of bed, and I think maybe 6 solid hours is enough for me now. Whereas it used to be 8, 9, 10. But even when I got up after the long sleep-ins at the weekend, I would be grouchy. I'd be miserable. We have a character over here called Victor Meldrew, and that used to be my profile on Facebook. He's an old English character who used to moan about everything. So I'd get up on a Saturday, be grumpy, and it's almost like you've had too much sleep, unnecessary sleep. So I like to think it's 6 hours quality, a good recharge, and then get up the next day ready for a steak.
Yeah, I sleep from about 3 to 8 a.m. all the time now. I go to bed at about
Yeah.
3 a.m., wake up at
Wow.
8, and I feel just fine. About 5 hours is all I need. And I'm
Yeah.
up all day. I'm doing videos. I'm filming. I'm chasing my son. I'm cutting the grass. You guys, like, I'm picking out bucket hats. There's just no stopping me. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Oh, okay. I think culture, they mean ethnicity. I guess you could say I'm German descent, but I always get on my dad for saying he's my dad will say, "Oh, I'm German." I said, "You ain't never been to Germany in your life. You never stepped foot in there in your life." Now I know he means by where we come from, but um I laugh because I'm like, Dad, you were born in Milwaukee. You're
Right.
American. You know nothing about Germany. You never have, and you've never been there. I don't think you ever will know anything about Germany. So it's just funny. I get on people because they're like, "Well, this is my culture." I'm like, well, "You've never been there. You don't know nothing about the culture. You're American." Like my dad
Yeah.
eats American food, and he's talking about Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
But yeah, I guess that's just me though. There's nothing wrong with supporting where your culture's from, but
No.
I just think people should embrace where they were born. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with repping where you're from,
Absolutely. Well,
even if it's from somewhere else,
my culture is, I think my dad's side of the family from Ireland, and my mum's side are from the Isle of Man, which is a small island just off the northwest coast. So I'm not, well, I suppose I'm English, but my Irish background is my family, a good family of Liverpool drinkers. They can drink anybody under the table.
Yeah, my whole family was a bunch of
Oh yeah,
drinkers, man. That's why I was polishing
yeah.
them off like it was nothing. But you don't have to live in your family's paradigm. That's called a
No,
paradigm. Families
yeah,
have paradigms. Companies have paradigms. You ever see a family and they're like, the dad's a plumber, the son's a plumber, the great grandpa was a plumber. That
absolutely.
that's a paradigm, man. And
Yeah,
people
yeah,
go from generation after generation and they're afraid to think for themselves. Now, there's
yeah,
nothing wrong. Now, if you do find yourself in a paradigm where you're doing something that your parents did, I'm not getting on you. And if as long as that's what truly makes you happy, then that's great. But
yeah,
if it's not making you happy, then you are in a paradigm,
yeah, absolutely.
just the
Yeah,
way it
you're
is.
right.
Copper's Carnivore Kitchen. You got a couple minutes yet, Alex, or do you got to run?
Yeah, I've got loads of time. I'm really enjoying this. Keep it
Okay,
going, mate.
cool. Copper's Carnivore Kitchen. I am working on getting the videos out. I have been editing for the last few days, so they should be up soon. I appreciate the support, Alex.
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Looking forward to it.
Hey, Christy, how you doing? Meeting wellness. Yes, on the Sleep JT, I'm down to 6 hours a night, but I feel so great. Yeah, I'm down to like 5 now, and I feel incredible. I don't, and I feel bad for someone who needs 12 hours of sleep, and then when we only need 6 now, because I'm like, well, you just wasted 6 hours of your day. And you might even feel worse. Like Alex said, you got more sleep than you ever overslept before, and then you kind of
Yeah,
feel worse.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't get sleep, guys. Just, if you feel like my
Yeah,
coach would say, man, when you wake up, get up. Like
yeah,
when you wake up, you get up,
yeah,
man. Don't keep hitting the
absolutely.
snooze button and hitting the
Yeah,
snooze button and when you wake up, get up. And then he
but
always,
this, yeah,
people would be like, well,
this,
I'm tired. He'd say,
yeah,
do the thing and you'll find the energy to do the thing.
absolutely. Yeah, it's this getting off the nail, isn't it? It's whatever that nail is, and looking back on you think, why did I put up with these bad habits all these years? And I remember Dr. Wiedemann again. She was saying, your why has got to make you cry. And I was like, that's exactly why I'm doing this. And then all the benefits, as you say, you don't need as much sleep, but you
What
feel
is your
better.
why, Alex?
Pardon?
What is your why, Alex?
Well, in April when I was watching that video, it was I was miserable, and I was miserable about being overweight. And it was all from the lockdowns. I've documented it with Kerry about I actually think I was struggling with depression. When I started the diet, I didn't say, right, this is going to cure my depression. I didn't realize I was depressed, but I thought, yeah, I need to lose a stone or two minimum. I want to keep up my swim teaching. This is going to be, if this thing works, okay, I was still very, very suspicious about it. But yeah, I'll do anything for a month. Legit, I'll just do anything that's, going to be beneficial for me. And I think it was weight loss, but then the weight loss connected to everything else. And
Sick and tired of being sick and tired, right, Alex?
absolutely spot on, mate. Spot on.
Do you say rubbish a lot, Alex?
No, rubbish. And instead of trash.
Yeah, because I had Craig and Michael on, us two, and they're carnivores too in the UK. Awesome, man. And they just kept saying they were like, oh, we were eating. That was when we were eating all that rubbish they'd say, and I was like, man, I
Yeah.
love these guys in this rubbish talk.
Yeah, I think us Scouse, as we say, like people from Liverpool, we say crap. That's a load of crap.
Crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun hearing what everybody's a little bit different. JT, thanks for answering this. I will try to add that in more and see if it will help because I am desperate. It's been a month. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. Yeah, I would say you definitely need to start working out. Like you're obviously on carnivore because you've got more energy you know what to do with. So, ladies, I always suggest this to all the ladies. Please, ladies, listen. If you do go walking or jogging, do not wear your headphones or your earbuds with both your ears plugged because a lot of women get kidnapped that way. They can't hear a car rolling up behind them. They can't hear someone coming up behind them. If you're going to use music, just put one earbud in and keep the other one out so you're aware of your surroundings, ladies, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't stress that enough. Rick must be up in here. Rick, you're awake, buddy. Let's see. I usually sleep 4 hours, wake up for 2 or 3 before I fall back asleep within 2 hours more. 3 if I'm lucky. Yeah, I would suggest all you guys start. And, it's not just to help you sleep better. Exercise is good for you guys. You're going to be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're going to start looking more toned, more sexy, and you're going to feel sexy when you lay in the bed and actually fall asleep. You're going to feel real good. But it doesn't feel so sexy when you're tossing and turning all night,
Yeah. I think a question for Susan. How does she feel after she's had the 4 hours? How does she feel? Does she feel as if it's been worthwhile?
Put it in the comments. She said she's retired, so she can do that, I guess. But yeah, let us know. How do you feel after the 4? Susan Hammond, thanks for sharing this. I have some issues lately. I have never been able to fall back asleep, though. Yeah, yep. Maybe and try upping your fat intake too, Holly. The fat, I think you might either need more exercise and fat intake. So I would try that. Hey, there we go. The Fitness Hutch. I've recorded my 30 days update. Let's go. That was my 30-day. I didn't do any carnivore video until my 30-day. I just did it in the quietness of the ether, and I was just doing the carnivore diet, and I said, let's see where I'm at after 30 days, and then if this is worth it, I'll cut a video and tell people how I feel about it. And that was the video Carrie saw of mine. That's how me and Carrie became good buddies.
Documenting, unfortunately, but the way it is.
Question: does Alex watch the show Ted Lasso?
No, I don't.
Filmed
but I
in
will.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
You ever see that one?
I think my son Alex might know what that's about. Is it a TV series?
Yeah. Is it a TV series, Bubba? Let us know.
Yeah.
Give us some more info, Bubba. Life and DIY, Holly. JT, great advice. I bring a big can of bear spray with me. Keep a knife on you too. Yeah, yep. Because it's just you see these stories, man, and these women had in their earbuds and they just didn't know anything was coming. And you just got to be prepared because maybe if you hear something, you could at least start running or defend yourself a little better.
Exactly.
What do you know that word? I have
circadian rhythm.
Oh, circadian rhythm. Okay, thank you. I'm wet behind the ears, man. Circadian rhythm disorder for 4 hours is pretty much a good night for me. I get the best sleep between 0600 and What is that? 1,000 hours?
6 and 10, between 6 and
Oh,
10.
6 and oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Bubba says yep about soccer.
Was he a football coach? Maybe.
You guys ever seen Green Street Hooligans?
No, no.
Ooh, that's a good soccer film, man. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Watch Green Street Hooligans. Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good one. Bubba says it's on Apple TV.
Yeah. I should be able
Wait,
to get that.
here's a question for you here. You said you used to yo-yo diet. Do you got any tips for people who are yo-yo dieting right now?
Yeah, do carnivore.
I thought you
I,
would say that, but I had to
yeah.
ask, man. You know, I gotta ask.
The obviously I've got the benefits of hindsight, but obviously since I've been doing it for 16 months, I I've tried snacking just to see what would happen, but because my palate's changed so much, even if I've tried, say, salted nuts or crisps or fries, as I think you guys, what chips? You call them chips, don't you? I've had a
French
couple, and
fries.
I've gone, yeah, I've lost interest in that, a snacking habit. Once I've had a steak or two and some eggs, I don't even think about food at all. So I think if you're yo-yo dieting, write down. I've tried this with my family. Try writing down what you're eating. Do a diary of it for a week,
Mm.
and then focus on. Why am I eating these things? Why am I eating these cakes or these donuts? Why am I eating so many of them? How much sugar am I getting? And why am I not eating, so-called healthy foods? And if you can gauge what you are eating and why you're eating it, maybe that will help you lean more towards carnivore. And it maybe not carnivore, but keto, and just eliminate all the junk. I think that's the first step: is eliminate all the chemicals, all the foods that have got labels where you can't even pronounce what the ingredients are.
Yeah, and
You
just to
know,
throw something in, write down too. When you write down what you ate, write down how long it actually kept you full and satisfied.
yeah,
Because if you
yeah,
ate cake and then next thing you know, you write down that it really only kept you full for 30 minutes, but then you
yeah,
write down you ate a ribeye and you were good the rest of the day. Like those
yeah,
notes can add up quick, and you can say, okay, maybe the ribeye does satisfy me more than a piece
yeah.
of cake. I don't know, just something to throw in. Didn't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah. And also it makes you realize how many times per day you are eating. So I used to get up for work. I'd have a couple of crumpets with peanut butter on, or I'd have cereal. I'd
what's a
make my own.
crumpet? I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's are you there, Shell? What's a crumpet like?
Is it basically like a biscuit
No, no,
or
it's
a
made
cookie?
from no, it's more like it's like it's made I think it's made out of it's like bread, but or like, I don't know, pancakes, something along those lines. But
Okay, okay.
you've
Like a
snookered me
crepe.
there.
You
I
ever
don't
have a
know.
crepe? They're really
Yeah.
thin pancakes.
Yeah. No, no, they're quite thick actually, but
Oh, okay.
they absorb a lot of butter. But I used to put peanut butter on mine and bananas. That's how weird
Oh,
I was. And then I'd be hungry about 10 o'clock, then 12 o'clock. Then I'd eat in the car about 2 o'clock, get home for tea, have supper. And I'd be eating about 6 or 7 times a day and thinking that was what we all do. I've been doing that all my life. But to go from that to just eating once or twice a day and almost going 23 hours without eating, I would have thought that was insane years ago.
yeah. Me
But
too.
it's the most natural thing I've ever done. you know but on the yo-yo dieting, yeah, look at yourself, look inside yourself, diary for a week, and then say, right, what can I exclude and why would I want to exclude it?
Excellent advice. Now I got to ask, how is Patsy the Bengal?
She is amazing. She's going to be terrorizing the neighborhood in about 2 weeks.
If
Um,
people don't know, could you explain what happened to Patsy?
yeah, Patsy is our Bengal cat. She's 3 years old. She's Alex's little baby girl. We did have a
Oh, that's
Bengal
sweet.
three years ago, but unfortunately, his name was Bamboo, and we'd argued for about 6 months of whether we should have a cat or not. We got this Bengal. They are sort of half snow leopards, so they are quite wild to a degree, but they are obviously domesticated cat. And Bamboo, who was Alex's first cat, he passed away, or he was had to be put down. He had a congenital chest issue, basically there was a big hole in his chest, and all his organs were slipping through, and it was worse than losing, well, almost as bad as losing a child. When we had to get it put down, I saw a massive change in Alex, and he grew up that day because he did it all himself. He took him to the vet and everything. But anyway, we took advice about getting another Bengal, and we had Patsy, who is Bamboo's Bamboo's sister from a second litter. And she's been our baby for 3 years. It's just been phenomenal. So to cut a long story short, we think she got hit by a car 2 weeks last Thursday. She came into the house. Somebody noticed she was walking really awkwardly from the back. Took her down to the vet the next day. She had 3 fractures on her pelvis. We thought our worst nightmare, we're going to have her put down as well. But she has been caged for 2 weeks, which is killing her, because she's like semi-wild, and been taking all the medication, and we've been told she doesn't need an operation, thank God. And she's on the mend, so she's in the next room. She's been locked in there. And funny enough, she's become more touchy-feely. She's been more friendly, because I think, this very intelligent cat, she's realized that she probably nearly lost her life. And her grandma and granddad and her dad, Alex, she knows that we're nurturing her and bringing her back to health. She can tell. And it's been a revelation that she's almost back to normal, but she's still walking very delicately around the cage. But we're going to have to keep an eye on her for another 2 weeks. But I want to thank everybody for all the fantastic comments, obviously from cat lovers and from carnivores anyway. But it's been stressful, but she's on her way, and I think Alex appreciates all the comments from everybody, and so do I. But good question. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, you guys send some thoughts and prayers to Patsy the Bengal. She's on her way. She's going to be back terrorizing all the mice in the neighborhood in no time
and
soon.
Cats as well.
Yeah, I just know it. Holly says, JT, Google crumpets. I did do that, Holly. Let me pull it up for you guys wondering.
Muffins.
We got to see what a crumpet looks like here. Yeah, it looks like they got butter, honey. Like you said, you could put syrup. It's like a English muffin. You were putting what on there? You said peanut butter?
Peanut butter and bananas.
Wow.
And Marmite as well. I don't know. Do you know what Marmite is, JT?
No, how do you spell it? Let's look it up.
Marmite.
What?
Marmite. Marmite.
Oh, yeah, Marmite on crumpets. Man, it came right up.
Yeah, and Vegemite is the Australian equivalent.
Yeah, what is Marmite?
It's I think it's brewer's yeast. It's like a side product from brewer's yeast, and it's I think it's vegetarian, but it's got this tangy, almost like beef-like taste.
Oh,
and
okay. This is what it looks like, I guess, guys.
Yeah, the TV commercials in the UK, they play on the fact that people either love it or they hate it. There's no middle ground. It's like, like with my swim teaching, I sometimes say to the parents, I'm a bit like Marmite. So the parents either think I'm the best thing ever, or because I shout at their kids because they're naughty, I'm the worst thing ever. So it's, there's no middle ground, really.
That's what it says. It says this addictively salty spread has equal parts fans and haters. So yeah, people either like it or hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. See, we're learning stuff, man, on Chatting with Carnivores. Let me pull up your channel too one more time quick.
Okay, great stuff.
Let me pull it up here. We're promoting all the Marmite.
Yeah.
We got to get Carnivore for life in there. What do you think the carnivore diet's affordable, Alex? What's your thoughts?
It's more cost effective and more affordable than the standard UK diet. I mean, I'll stick my neck out on that one. I'll just go through quickly because I didn't expect this question. On my little things, I've got a list of things. When people have said to me, "What do you eat?" then I say beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, but I don't eat bread, biscuits, crisps, nuts, ice cream, chocolate, milk, noodles, pasta, rice,
cereal,
all sauces, vegetables, and plants. I don't eat any of that at all. And people are nearly falling over thinking, you're going to die, So all the money I save on that, all those things, I spend on steak.
So it makes it affordable then, because you're not buying all that other junk.
I don't throw any food away. There's no waste. My recycle bin, which we have in the UK, is not as full as it used to be. I don't throw any food away except for the bones.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Do you know how to pronounce this name? Eroticy?
Erudicy.
Erudicy?
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, both. Hoping you are well. I'm good. Alex looks like he's doing real good.
Yeah, I'm great.
He's looking younger than ever, man. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
you're so kind. You're so kind.
Oh, it's true, man. That your before and after photos are just some of the
Yeah,
best ones I've ever seen in the
for sure.
carnivore.
I do find the compliments quite humbling. Really, I didn't expect it. Obviously, when they started the diet. I mean, I think what helps is obviously I hope it's your genetics, but I mean, I've never smoked cigarettes, I've never smoked cigars, I've never done drugs. As I say, my
I
main
smoked
sort
a
of
lot of
like,
cannabis. I'm glad I'm not. I
yeah,
save a lot of
yeah,
money now.
yeah. But I don't, I mean, one thing the carnivore diet's done is it's helped me focus on my alcohol consumption. I mean, I will confess, I do love drinking wine, a good wine. I used to be in a wine club. I've come out of that since I've been on carnivore, but every
Good
so
for
often,
you.
yeah, I do like a beer, a decent beer, but and then again, my excuse is, oh, I only drink good wine or I only drink good beers. It's rubbish. I have to look in the mirror and say to myself, stop using it as a reward and stop using it as a stress buster. I work on it all the time. But
That's how my
again,
cannabis was, man. It was tough
yeah,
for me to get rid of. It was
yeah,
tough. I don't know why, but it was.
yeah. But again, it's all these addictions we've been surrounded by and we've been brought up on it ever since we were babies, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What are 3 tips you'd give to a beginner carnivore?
3 tips.
Yeah.
Did you say 3? Right. So maybe do what I did, which was research. I was a YouTube fan anyway. And again, that's how I found out about it, through the Fat Fiction movie. There are quite a few documentaries. There's Fat Fiction. There's one called Fat, I think. And there's one Fat 2. Get on to my favorites, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Dr. Baker, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Berry, and Dr. Chafee. Tune into you, mate.
Mhm.
To see the younger aspect of it, which I love your videos anyway, and you're great at video editing, so you get a nice professional look. Go on to all the other doctors like Dr. Wiedemann, but then check out ordinary folks. Hopefully, I'm an ordinary person. You might see a more like amateur delivery, but you'll see a real story. And so there's the research side of it. Most people say take it slow, but I think it all depends on what you're like individually. Some people, I got the blinkers on and I went totally into it. Didn't get any keto flu, but maybe research the keto flu and be ready for it. A couple of our friends, Paula and Yvonne, they've started on the 1st September. One of them did get keto flu, and the other one didn't, and they thought it might have been the other way around. So they've been looking at elements, or been doing all the research I've done, and they've been communicating with me. So I think definitely do the research. Maybe go week to week. So take out maybe 25% of your carbs, maybe 50% after week 2, and then take it right up to the month. Maybe diary what you're feeling good, what you're not feeling so good. Try and make a list of the things that you're craving still, and then just reduce that slowly. As I say, I didn't have any issues at all. But yeah, so that's number 2. Try and maybe document what you can and what you can't eat. And the third one is just maybe shop locally. Don't go to your supermarket anymore. Be a bit more particular about what you're eating. So if you are going to go for steaks, try and go for, imported Irish if you're in the UK. Go for grass-fed, grass-finished. Talk to your local butchers. Try eating the better quality beef. Obviously, the bacon, make sure there's no sugar in it. So the food-wise, go for better quality and give it a month. Definitely give it a month. Dr. Wiedemann says give it 90 days. If you really got lots of issues and you've got to change, get off that nail, give it 90 days. So that's probably my 3 categories.
How long did you say in your mind you were going to give it for? You know, when you
For a
started?
month, I did actually make that statement to Shell. I'm going to do this for the whole of May. And when that first was it the first couple of weeks, I lost nearly up to 20 pounds. I think 1 week it was 11 and 1 week was 9. I kept standing on the scales every morning going, I've lost another pound. And, you know, again, my cognitive dissonance, I was like, it's working, but why is it working? So I kept going onto YouTube every day to reassure myself, watching Dr. Baker walking through the grounds of his, you know, where he lived with a baseball cap on, looking so ripped. I was going, this is a doctor. This is a doctor. I can't get my head around it. But then I think going straight onto Dr. Berry, who I do relate to so much, then he had hundreds of videos out anyway. And every time I went onto one, I was like, this is affecting me. This is affecting me. And, you know, so blessed that obviously we have got YouTube, and it's not great for everybody, but it's got all that information. And as Kerry says from Homestead How, it's free.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
crazy.
been a blessing in my life. That's how I even
Yeah,
found the
yeah,
carnivore diet, was YouTube. Like, I absolutely love YouTube.
yeah.
I'm making my family channel here. I've made all sorts of memories I probably would have never made had I not started this YouTube channel. So YouTube has been a huge blessing in my life.
Yeah, I second that emotion, mate. I second that.
Carnivore Brothers, how embarrassing. So sorry, JT. I blame autocorrect. Oh, you're all good. People call me TJ all the time. Like I said, you call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for the ribeye, you know?
Yeah.
Carney Warrior, question, is Patsy the Bengal a carnivore?
Well, she has to be. They are obligate carnivores. We started on raw meat, which we got from a local company, so it was 100% meat anyway. And Alex found another company called Catkins. So I don't know whether that Catkins is a play on the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
But again, again, I've got no affiliation, but it's a fantastic food company, and it's all steamed meat. So they have like cluck, which is chicken. They have turkey, and they call it gobble. They've got beef, which they call moo. And there's one other, they have one made with duck, and it's called quack. Dead simple. Patsy likes the one that's called moo, so she obviously likes the beef like her granddad. But that's all she eats is one sachet, one sort of pouch of 100% meat a day.
That's awesome. We got to get more of our animals carnivore, you guys. The dogs and the
Again,
cats
obviously,
deserve it.
as a Bengal cat, if she didn't eat meat, she would die. Simple as that. Yeah.
That's great.
So Sophie, my daughter, she's got cocker spaniel called Cooper. He's about 8 now. His diet is dry. It's a dry diet, but obviously he gets his water from, obviously from that particular source. But I'm trying to encourage it to go a bit more meat based. But it's apparently with dogs they can't have fatty meat like maybe Patsy can. But I think lean chicken is the way to go with the likes of Cooper. And I think Dr. Chafee's brought out a couple of carnivore pet videos which are worth looking at.
Yeah, there you guys go. Chafee, I'm going to look them up myself. Pet videos.
The man. He's the man.
Copper's Carnivore Kitchen. My husband got the keto flu and he drank about 4 ounces of pickle juice for 2 days and he was fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
Do
that
whatever
in mind.
works.
Anybody getting a keto flu, dill pickle juice is good for that and heartburn too. Okay. Marvin Malley. Hello, JT, Alex, and carnivores. Keep spreading the carnivore way of life. Absolutely. That's what we're doing. Now,
that's our passion.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Former fat girl. Nicole, hey, how you doing? Now, she used to be a cop, man. She would just tackle him, Yeah. You've seen Adam Sandler movie, right? Like Waterboy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was Waterboy people.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a message from Nicole today because I've just subbed to her channel. I loved her delivery on your interview. Dead relaxed, very knowledgeable.
Yep, she is. Man, she gave really good answers, man. She's one of the best people I've had on so far.
Each day
I'm looking forward to doing a live stream with her where we do no carb versus low carb.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a battle of the carbs.
Yeah, there's so many new well, when I say new carnivores, there's so many carnivores out there that we've got to, keep subbing and get the community bigger. Every day I found at least one new one, and I will sub them, obviously, if I like their delivery and stuff like that. Like the Carnivore Brothers, for example. Just came across them a couple of weeks ago. instantly liked them, told them I was going to sub, and I don't know whether they do it back to me, but I just think it makes the whole thing grow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can only receive the energy you send out, Alex. So,
Yeah, without doubt.
and my coach always taught me too, like, and that's for anybody watching. If you've done something nice for somebody, don't expect to get something nice back from that person.
Yeah,
What you want to do is, and if you're giving, it should just be from your heart. It shouldn't be so you get something back,
yeah,
because then you're just exchanging. You're not truly giving.
yes,
So when
yes,
you truly give, just give from your heart, and the universe, God sees that, and you'll get good back from somebody else, somewhere else, in a different way. It may not be
without
from
doubt.
that exact person. And I think a
Yeah,
lot of people get that messed up in their head. They'll be like, "Well, I did something nice for, you know, uh, Joe Schmo," and then
yeah,
Joe Schmo never did nothing nice back. Well, that
yeah,
doesn't mean you're not going to get that energy back. You'll get that energy back. Good energy travels a little bit slower, my coach says. Bad energy travels fast. It's like, you ever drive a car, Alex, and then some guy flicks you off,
yeah,
and then you want to flick them off right back right away, or
yeah,
you flick someone off and then they immediately flick you off right back.
yeah,
It's fast, but when it's
yeah.
good energy, it's a little slower. So you guys be patient. Good
No,
unfortunately does not travel as fast as the bad does,
I,
the
I
hype.
totally agree. Do you think as well on the driving aspect? I've noticed that I don't get upset anymore. If anyone cuts me up, I'm like, whatever, have a great day. I never thought
I
it'd be like
actually
that. 'Cause,
I'm so calm now. I have people get
yeah,
mad at me now because they're riding my behind, and then they fly around me, putting up all sorts of fingers because I didn't go fast enough. So that's how relaxed I am now.
yeah,
Now, like before, it would be like you'd race someone. It's like, and then you guys are
yeah,
mad at
yeah,
each other because you want to see who can go faster, who can. But
yeah,
now it's like I'm so calm. They're going around me. They think like I'm 82 or something. I'm like, no, I'm just enjoying my day, man. Like,
yeah,
and most of these people, they're doing 130 miles per hour to their
yeah,
grave.
yeah.
That's
You're
the
right.
people you see, man, that they've got an accident.
Yeah,
I'm like, where were you in such a rush to? Because I hope you know, when you're driving that fast and reckless, you're only rushing to your own grave.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
being honest,
absolutely.
folks. It's slow down, man. Get
Yeah,
beeped at. It's just fine, man. They beep at me all the time. They see me with my bucket hat. They probably think I'm some little old lady. And then they roll around and I'm just like, hello. And
yeah,
the best part is, guys, when someone flicks you off, smile and wave at them
yeah,
and look at their reaction when you just smile and wave. I guarantee you, some of them will piss their pants because they won't
yeah,
understand, which they'll be waiting for that middle finger to come back up. But when you
yeah,
smile and wave, they might
yeah,
even think, "Oh my gosh, was that someone from my church? Did I?
yeah,
Oh my, did I
yeah.
just, And
Make
it's
me
like,
think.
hey, yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
yeah,
them to think. Now, I got
yeah.
two more questions for you, Alex, if you got the
Sure,
time.
yeah.
Would you take $1 million to go back to your old way of eating? It's a lot of money.
Great question. Now, it can maybe people say, oh, just giving a flippant answer. This is the happiest I've been. I mean, you can't buy happiness. It's the happiest I've been for many years. I mean, even before lockdowns in the UK, the lockdowns did really sort of hit me hard. I said in a video that I thought I was in control of my life, and I realized that everything else was in control of it. And I've been able to take that back. And I don't think $1 million or £1 million would be able to buy what I've got inside me now. And I think hopefully if I do get videos with Michelle, I hope she'll endorse what I say, and maybe Alex as well. And I feel more fulfilled. I'm happier. I'm healthier, which is, again, you can't buy that nowadays. And my thought processing, my mind is clearer. Every day is just, it may sound a bit corny, but everything's great. And I honestly don't think having, a big house, a bigger car, a bigger this, a bigger that. I've never seen a miserable millionaire, but I don't think it's the happiness that probably I've got so far from this diet. So I think the answer is I wouldn't take the money.
There have been a lot of millionaires though who have committed suicide because
Undoubtedly.
they've driven themselves into the hospital bed because all they focused on was making money and they didn't focus
Yeah.
on their health,
Yeah.
or they're divorced and lonely because they focused on making money instead of their, and money's very important, but it is not everything. And I feel like
Absolutely.
if you make the right decision and stay on carnivore, you'll probably earn the $1 million anyways, because you're all over the
Yeah.
place doing all sorts of fun
Yeah.
stuff now that you couldn't
Yeah.
do before.
I agree.
Just my
I
thought
think,
process.
yeah, money, it's you know, it's a means to an end. You know, I think having money just means that, you know, you get the material things, but you
It
can't
just
buy
makes you more
how,
comfortable. That's all it does.
yeah, you
You
can't
buy a
buy how
nicer
you
leather
feel.
chair. That's about all.
You know, you can't go into a shop and say, "Can I have £2 worth of happiness, please?" You know, at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, that all comes from within. And you know, let's go back to what we're doing with our nutrition journeys. It just gives you so much focus, and yeah. So maybe I'll have to stay poor.
No, you don't have to stay poor, but you know, at least stick to the carnivore diet, and then you can make your million other ways. No
I've said this
insanity. So we
before.
just flip them off slowly. No, wave to them and smile.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, don't flip them off backward. Don't send it back out, man. Let them realize they were the jerk and not you.
yeah. Absolutely.
Better late than never, Allison. I always say that. You know, finding the carnivore diet, man, it's better late than never. Some people didn't find it, man. They had their last day and they clocked out. You
Yeah,
know, my coach would say some people didn't wake up this morning, but we did. We were chosen,
yeah.
and there should
Absolutely.
be with great power comes great responsibility. And if you were given the power
Absolutely.
of life, um, you know, you got a great responsibility, man, to be out there and setting a good example.
Yeah.
Nicole says that'll make me even more
You're
angry.
definitely are you a Spider-Man? Sorry, JC. Are you a Spider-Man fan?
I am a Spider-Man fan. I
Me
just haven't
too.
seen
Me
the
too.
newest one. I saw, you know, I've saw all of them, man. The Venom,
Yeah,
all of it. I love Spider-Man. I've got to see the new one yet. But I do love the new Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah,
The new guy who's playing
yeah. I
Spider-Man,
haven't seen
he's
him yet.
incredible. I
Yeah,
forgot his name, but
no, I haven't checked him out. But as I say, I'm a DC Comics fan. You know, I loved all the comics from the '60s. They were brilliant. But yeah, Spider-Man's one of my favorites.
yep, Spider-Man and Batman. Batman,
Yeah,
I was probably my favorite growing up. I just
yeah,
loved how he was like always in the darkness, but he was
yeah,
always about good. You know, he was just very elusive and you
yeah,
know, in the shadows and stuff. Former
yeah.
fat girl
Absolutely.
Nicole says, "Say no, Alex." He did say no to the money.
Yes.
He and honestly, that's saying yes to the money because you'll be able to make more money if you're actually alive. Like, how much money can you make when you're dead and you
Yeah.
don't feel good?
Absolutely.
So
No, spot on.
you
Spot
know,
on.
honestly, so I always like that. It's kind of like a trick question, you know, but it's not really. It's whatever you want. Last question, Alex, before we wrap up. What's on your heart, bud? What would you like to speak to the people about?
I've overcome my frustrations about the changes, and I just it's a passion project. I think you're similar. So is Kerry from Homestead How. It's like if you found, you know, the magic key, and you know you're telling everybody you've got it, and you can pass it on. You find out that you know people are on the nail or they're on the hamster wheel, and they haven't got time to listen to what you're saying. And I just wish people will. Well, hopefully, if anybody's hearing this and they're not sure what to do, just check it out and don't be scared. You know, you're not going to kill yourself. You're going to find out that you'll get, I don't know, so many benefits that maybe you didn't realize you would get from this. I mean, I've reeled off all my physical health benefits on my last videos. But I think the best thing by far is definitely my mental health condition. I think it's really helped me so much. Have you muted? Yeah. JT.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I muted it because I didn't want to have my ice over when you were talking.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Make sure you
No
guys go
worries.
subscribe to Alex's channel. I got it up there on the screen. Carnivore for life. You know, and I did want to this is funny here too. I do want to show you, where is it here? You were just talking about Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Yeah.
This guy, man, he's been my favorite Spider-Man so far, and he's actually a really cool guy. He does a lot of the Make-A-Wishes, so he
Yeah.
visits a lot of very sick kids in the hospital, and he'll
Yeah.
he'll dress up in a full suit and do backflips right in
Wow.
the room for him. Like, I mean,
Crazy.
dude, talk about a great guy, dude.
Yeah. Is
And
he from the UK?
He's from the UK, they're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't
Hopefully
that
he's a
amazing?
carnivore.
Let's bring up
Yeah.
yours one more time here. You guys go subscribe. Alex, man, this has been a blast. Would you come back on and hang out again?
Absolutely. JT, I've had no nerves at all today. I don't know what it is with me, but maybe because I am camera shy. I said to Kerry, I was, for the other live streams, but I think the more I'm doing, the more confidence I've got. And yeah, as I say, I would really like to come back and obviously just update what we're all doing.
Yeah, I could explain that to you quick. What my coach taught me about that. When you do something new, it's going to make you feel nervous or scared because it's a new vibration that your body's experiencing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you want to keep on forcing yourself to have that new experience. And eventually your body gets used to those new vibrations, that new frequency,
Yeah.
and you'll get used to it and the nerves calm. And then once you do that, the fun part is you got to find something else that makes you nervous. And when you get nervous, something makes you nervous or scared, that's actually called hitting a terror barrier. And when you hit a terror barrier, it's a wall.
Yeah.
That's letting you guys know out there, that's a great thing because the universe will test you. Anything that's good in life, it's not going to come easy. So when you hit a terror barrier, you kind of get nervous or scared. That's the universe kind of testing you and seeing if you're really going to want what you want. And when you break through that wall, just so you know, whenever you hit a terror barrier, that's a wall that's holding you from treasure. There's treasure on the other side. You just got to break through it, embrace the new feelings,
Yes.
and get your treasure. Because he'd say the cave you're most afraid to enter holds the treasure you seek.
Wow.
Ooh. And it
Superb.
always got me, man. I was like, dang. So that's why I always talk about riding the tiger. I bet you if you really walked up to a tiger, you would be so nervous you'd probably have stuff dripping down your leg. And that's how your goals should be. If you make a goal for yourself and it's not big enough, it's not making you nervous, you didn't set the right goal. A big goal should make you nervous. There's different types of goals. A goal is something you've already done. So if you've gotten a brand new car and you want to get a brand new car again, you've already done that. That's cool. A B goal is where you think, well, if I get so and so to pay me and this person helps me and I have this happen, then I could make this happen. You can kind of see it. We want to make a C goal. A C goal is like not a seagull that flies down, but a seagull. Yeah. It's a very big goal that makes you nervous and you sit there and wonder, you're like, how would I even make that happen at all? Like, how would that? And that's the best part. My coach would get so excited. You want to get something that you don't even know how it would ever even happen. And he says, that's the fun part because you get to let God show his power then. You decide what you want. You put it out there, you take actions, and then you let go. And God, you let go and you let God. And you don't have to know how it's going to happen. It's just, it'll happen and God will show you the way forward. And when you get there, you'll look back and you'll say, whoa, wow. And that's setting a big seagull. That's climbing a mountain. You'll get to the top of that mountain and you'll say, wow. And then just so you guys know, a successful person is someone who has a goal and they're on their way to the goal. The success isn't the goal itself, okay? Because when you do reach the goal, when you get to the top of the mountain, my coach says you then become another failure because you now need to set a new goal. So my point is, when you're at the top of that mountain, he says you should look for the next big mountain you see. Wow. Set that as the new goal. And then when you start headed towards that new mountain, you are now a success again. That's where success, because you want to keep growing in life. And if you're not setting a goal and growing, by law, if you're not creating, you're disintegrating, you guys. And I just wanted to give you guys a little lesson there. Hopefully,
that's all part of the journey, isn't it? It's all part of the journey.
Absolutely. And there's unlimited frequencies that we can level up to. There's no my coach always says God gave us more talent and ability than we could ever imagine. So people always think we got to fill up the cup with talent and ability. No, it's been full. We need to pour it back out. So if God gave us unlimited talent and ability, it's our gift back to God to try to develop as much as of that talent and ability as we can in his honor and do good things. So I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, you guys, but I felt the need to speak it.
Yeah. Michelle sometimes we talk about fear. She read a great book a couple of years ago called The Chimp Paradox. And it's about these monkeys on your back, or these things that stop us from doing the things we want to do.
Your paradigm.
Yeah, and she always talks about fear, or the word fear, false expectation appearing real. And myself and our family, we've worked on that over the years. These fears are just not as real as we think they are.
I'm
I say,
glad you said that. Yeah, because
yeah,
fear and faith require you to believe in something you can't see.
yeah,
Both of
absolutely,
them, both
yeah,
of them.
yeah.
So
So you're so right.
if having faith requires the same amount of energy as being afraid of something,
Yeah,
you should have faith. And what gives you faith is by studying, by
mm,
gaining knowledge.
yeah,
That'll give you all. So that's, I said, study God's word, study the
yeah,
power that's in you and in God, and that'll give you
mm,
all the faith you need. But the lack of faith, fear, comes from a lack of knowledge. It's because
yeah. I
someone's afraid of
completely
something
agree.
because they don't know. It's like when you're in the dark, you're afraid of the dark because you don't know what else is in the
Mhm.
dark. And then your
Yeah,
mind starts to wander, and then you start thinking, well, this is there. But if you turned on the light and saw there's nothing, right? You turn on the
yeah,
light, right? You
yeah,
increase your awareness, your knowledge, then eliminates that darkness, that fear, because then you say,
absolutely.
oh, there was nothing there. Yes, that, like you said, it was nothing really there to begin with. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
man, I'm right with you, Alex,
totally.
man.
Yeah,
You're firing,
yeah,
man, on all pistols. I like it.
yeah.
But you guys, I had a blast here. This has been fun. I got through all my questions. I wanted to make sure I got Patsy in there, the Bengal. So I uh
Appreciate it. Yeah,
I had a great time with you, but I
yeah.
can't wait for
Me
the next
too.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Ditto, ditto.
I'm gonna send you some invites on Fridays because we do the Friday night live carnivore hangouts, and it's just really
Yeah,
fun. We get to
yeah.
kick back and
Superb,
just
mate.
kind of shoot from the hip and have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely getting easier to do the videos, and also I'm really want to focus on live streams, or even just basic interviews which can be recorded, because I want to get more familiar with the StreamYard, the way you get your comments going. And I say you made it so easy today. Thank you very much.
Before we go, where can we get the Alex glasses?
The Alex glasses.
Yeah, those are
I,
iconic now, man. I always see you in them.
yeah, Oakley. I think the name is Oakley. Oakley. I bought these about 2 years ago from a local company called Vision Express in the UK. I think you can get them online. And just a quick one. I think my eyesight's improving because I'm looking at you, and normally the laptop's really clear, but I'm sure my eyesight's getting better. So I might have to get new lenses in them soon.
That's awesome. Another thing that's improving on carnivore, guys. It just
Yeah,
does not stop. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
crazy, crazy.
Well, you guys, that's it for now. And my coach always would say repetition is the first law of learning. So please replay this. There's value in Alex and there's value
Yeah,
in his story. Okay, you guys. And
yeah,
new one, I want to say thank you and goodbye, guys.
yeah. Bye, everybody. Thanks.